I'm Eric Onuoha. I work with UNESCO, specifically the UNESCO office in Abuja. Our project is the Sankore project, and a couple of things that I think worked really well. We worked on some work components on commercialization audits, commercialization innovation audits. This I think was really important in the country, and we were able to audit a few important organizations to ensure that they are up to date with actually turning research into innovations that are useful to the country. In Nigeria, we're able to audit NOTAP and NASRA, that's the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, and then the National Agency for Space Research in Nigeria. And then in Ghana, the Council for the Center rather for Scientific and Industrial Research. And these are the three major agencies where we thought this was really important for. We also had work packages on operationalizing the National Research Fund in Ghana and the National Research and Innovation Fund in Nigeria. We were able to produce legislative instruments for Ghana. And then in Nigeria, we're able to produce advisory notes. We're able to ensure that all stakeholders are on board in ensuring that the National Research and Innovation Fund is activated and well operationalized. We've produced a couple of technical documents to ensure that once done, it's actually going to just get going. Because a lot of our outputs were hinged on formal systems. So an example would be the National Research and Innovation Fund, which actually we need legislation or the legislature to approve. So that's an example where I think we had to recognize that system change sometimes takes time, and we need to keep sustained efforts and sustained pressure to ensure that we get the results that we're looking for. So I think that was one aspect that we noticed in the project and we had to adjust to. Also, we had the change in leadership in both countries, both in Ghana and in Nigeria. In Ghana, sadly, there was the tragic loss of the minister, the mess of Mest. And then in Nigeria, we also had the resignation of the federal of the Minister of the Federal Ministry of Information, Science and Technology. And well, we had to adjust and ensure that we're able to continue working with the core staff in both ministries and forming new focal points and new points of engagement on the project. We've been able to equip the government and ecosystem actors with information analysis, evidence, and advisory that to ensure that they're able to push through the barriers in funding for innovation within the ecosystem by, of course, supporting the NRIF in Nigeria as well as the GNRF in Ghana.